where you could see the sun coming up, and then behind the sun, it was this very similar color, and it looked like something that was 100 times the size of the sun in front of it. Now, whether that's just an optical illusion or because the way that the atmospheric conditions were in reflection with the light, I don't know, but it kind of reminds me of this picture right here. So,
And this picture has been, I've shown you this several times, and each time the picture keeps coming back, different times, different cameras. Like I said, we've been seeing images like this since early 2015. So this is not new. And each time my friends were saying, Bob, this is this. And I couldn't believe that a brown dwarf star would be coming in this close. Because if it does, it would be causing much more damage than even I can think of. But the same type of photograph, the same type of sunrise just before our sun spooks the holy bleep out of me. Sorry.
let's talk about this next one if we could too, because this is another one that Sharon had sent out, and it looks kind of like that
This
one
is
above.
moon number 8. I have not seen this one before. This image is completely new, because I have images of all 8 of them, and you have seen them over time, Rex. This is completely brand new to me. But again, the Earth orbiting counterclockwise towards them. I do not know where Nibiru is in its orbit on its way out, but we are seeing these planetoids, moons, whatever you want to call them, more and more. This is number 8. And now we know that these observatories, we're seeing 8 objects in our skies. This makes number 8 object we're seeing from the ground. Sharon lives back in Illinois, and she is taking these photographs with her own camera, handheld from the ground. So now we're seeing all 8 objects in our skies.
So you think that there's 8 total planets and moons that are coming with, the nemesis, essentially?
Okay. NASA imaged Nibiru itself back in 2008. I have the leaked photographs, and they have lines going to each one of the planets or moons. They showed 13 in 2008. We are seeing 8 of these things in our skies. Now, Nibiru orbits through our solar system between Jupiter and Mars. So these orbits are all the way from Jupiter, in between Mars and Jupiter, all the way in towards us. Now, I have no idea how large these things are, how strong their gravitational pull is, or what their effects are. But we have all seen one volcano after another, after another, after another, erupting around the planet recently. Within just last week, we had 5 more volcanoes erupt on one day. Okay? So these things are affecting the Earth's crust with their gravitational pull and electromagnetic pull. That's the only thing that's setting off these volcanoes.
And also, we had Alan with us on the show yesterday from Prep Aussie YouTube channel. He's got over 400 videos on Planet X, Nibiru, Wormwood, anomalies in the sky, and, clay pigeons. But regardless, just a great YouTube channel, and all of the stuff that he's got, Bob, is from Australia. So he's taken, so this isn't just an American phenomenon. And he takes all this stuff and puts it together in really nice presentations and podcasts. We had him on the show yesterday, and he showed us some really good footage of...
Please send me his link.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll send it to you right after the presentation. I think you'll enjoy the shows that he's put together. But we kind of had this same conversation, too, when we were looking at some of these anomalies in the sky that are so big and just started showing up over the past several months, whether or not this is just a reflection or what? It's some pretty compelling stuff.
Of 2015, when the first one was seen over in the skies over Antarctica. And then April 29th by Sharon in the skies over Illinois. That one there those are really interesting. This one here is from Quebec, Canada, showing two things in their skies. You can see two reflections down on the water. People all around the planet are seeing these things now more and more and more. No, we do not have two suns in our skies. One is our sun, the other is one of these planets or moons, which are glowing just like a sun. That's why you're seeing two objects in the sky in this one image.
It's a strange story in Dauphin County. Unidentified lights hovering over a Lower Paxton Township neighborhood.
A woman witnessed and recorded that event. She also called police and her neighbors just to make sure she wasn't seeing things. Mark Hall is live in Dauphin County with more on this story. Mark.
Well, Val and Flora, Stephanie Wilkerson lives in the neighborhood behind me. Like a lot of people, some things you kind of want to keep to yourself, but what she saw last night, she wanted to make sure that other people would believe her.
I'm going to get ready to show you a copy of the UFO that I seen last night.
Stephanie Wilkerson says she was enjoying a glass of wine on her porch Monday evening when she looked up in the sky and saw something.
I thought it was a plane until I realized it wasn't moving. And I watched it for about 20 minutes, and I started noticing it changing colors.
Stephanie didn't know what to think, so she started recording it on her cell phone and called her husband outside to get his opinion. The Wilkersons thought it would be a good idea to call their neighbor.
He was amazed. He went and got his binoculars because he first thought it was a planet. And then he said, no, it changed yellow. He said, that is not a planet.
Several minutes had passed, so Stephanie decided it was time to call Lower Paxton Township's finest. And within minutes, a police officer arrived.
He went there, and apparently he saw them too. So he called his sergeant and his corporal to come to verify what he was seeing.
Another officer came. He said the same thing. He looked through the binoculars, and it started moving.
He's got to see this.
Police called Fort Indian Town Gap and Harrisburg International Airport. Both indicated they had no aircraft activity in the air at that time. It was a brief incident report.
Our officer saw something that was out of the ordinary for the night sky.
All I know is I'm scared.
For Stephanie, an unidentified flying object does not mean a spaceship with aliens inside, but she wonders.
For me to see that, I am now a believer
In
UFOs.
Well, you can believe or not believe. I spoke with another neighbor a little bit earlier today. She said her husband saw that thing last night in the air, and he thought it was a helicopter. So, I don't know. Maybe if you look up tonight, you might see that thing. I don't know, Flora. We'll have to just kind of wait and see. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Whatever that thing is, could it have been a drone, Mark? We've been hearing so much about drones out in the sky lately.
Well, you know, that's possible. And, you know, first of all, you know, the police did call Fort Indian Town Gap yesterday for one of those military drones to see if that was a possibility. They'd indicated that they had no aircraft or drone activity. We know that a lot of folks actually have those smaller versions of those toy drones, so it's kind of tough to determine if indeed that was the case. I also had an opportunity to speak with another gentleman who lives directly behind me, and he said that they saw that thing on Friday. So this is the second sighting. So a lot of folks who live around here may be looking for it again this evening. We'll have to wait and see.
Whatever that thing is. All right, Mark Hall live
right.
tonight in Dauphin County. Thank you.
They sure did cause a lot of excitement, Sharon. There are a lot of people here at the Griffith Observatory tonight, and a few of them actually saw these fireballs in the sky. First, we want to give you a glimpse of that security video again that captures the image of that fireball. It appears to be the meteor. You see that flash and then streaking right after it. Now, sky watchers here at the Griffith Observatory say that they were surprised by the brief show.
We were out there looking at downtown, and then out of nowhere there were a lot of flashes, and then what turned into like a yellow ball of fire, and then it just went out.
I just saw a bunch of flashes out of the corner of